Swamin namaste natalokabandho karunya sindho patitam bhavabdhau mamuddharatmiya kataksha drishtya rijvyati karunya sudhabhivrishya. Swamin namaste, Swamin namaste, Swamin namaste, Swamin namaste. Satchidananda Rupaya Vyapine Paramatmane Namah Shri Gurunathaya Prakashanandamurtaye Satyananda Swarupaya Bodhaika Sukhakarine Namo Vedanta Vedyaya Gurave Buddhisakshine Yasya prasadat ahameva sarvam mayeva sarvam parikalpitam cha itham vijanami sadatmarupam tasyangri padmam pranatosmi nityam tasyangri padmam pranatosmi nityam tasyangri padmam pranatosmi nityam tasyangri padmam pranatosmi nityam. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. When we get up in the morning, we should remember the holy lotus feet of our Guru and do pranam and start the day. You know, the other day I was reading out from my diary, and in that I was saying that I had written that when one must do a lot of introspection in one's life and understand that and assess, examine oneself and see the knowledge that we are receiving, we are hearing, we are trying to reflect upon. Am I using that knowledge in our day-to-day life, every moment? And I myself was introspecting, and I've written about myself at that point. I think it was written somewhere in 1985 or so, that I find that all this knowledge is remaining alien from me. As I learn other subjects, I am very interested in to know about spirituality. So, as long as it remains different from me, and I do not realize it, there will always be a desire, or always there will be a lack of fulfillment in the life. And we must, how to then go about it? Unless we find that divinity in all our everyday activity, everyday thought, everyday interactions with people, in our behavior, everything, all the emotions, sentiments, ideas, viewpoints, everything should be divinized. Unless we can do it, we will not progress. And that is what we should look for. And in doing so, that sloka which comes to my mind, I'm again repeating, the sloka which comes to the mind is one sloka which it is there in our prayers, in the morning prayers. It says, Lokesha Chaitanya Mayadi Deva Sri Kanta Vishnu bhavadāgyayaiva pratas samuttaya tava priyartham samsara yatram anuvartaishye. So, a devotee is calling the Lord, the Supreme Lord, with various names because he is fond of the Lord. When we are fond, we love a person, we call him with many names, very, very beautiful, sweet names. So he is saying, O Lokesha, you who is the Lord of all the world, and Chaitanyamaya, you who is pure consciousness, Adideva, you are the primordial being, the God of all gods. Sri Kanta, you are the consort of Lakshmi Devi. You are Vishnu. So with all these names he is calling Lokesha, Chaitanyamaya, Adideva, Sri Kanta, Vishnu. And then the devotee is saying, see, these slokas are the expression of the devotees and seekers, what they have experienced in their sadhana, in their unity, when they realize this, whatever they have felt, they try to express it in Sanskrit. So he's saying, Bhavadāgyaiva pratas samuttaya. I get up in the morning, O Lord, I get up in the morning by your order. Or I get up in the morning because of your wish. Bhavadāgyayaiva. Agyam is actually by your order. Or wish, you can say. So he is saying, I get up in the morning by your order. And what is that? Knowing this. See, when we go to sleep, we lie down on the bed. Our head falls on the pillow. But when will our eyes close? There is no control in us. We cannot say when the eyes will close. Similarly, when we get up in the morning also, when the eyes will open into the day, we are not sure. So, this devotee has understood that it is all happening because of the Supreme Lord's wish, His desire, His design. So he is saying, Bhavat Agyaya Eva, by your order only or your wish only, I get up in the morning, Prataha Samuttaya. So, once the devotee has understood that I have no control over anything that I do, that I have got up in the morning, that is also his wish. If he has not wished, if that supreme power has not wished, then a person will die on bed. So this devotee, having realized that I have nothing in my control, that is, I have no doership, I have no kartritva over anything, he says that I have understood it, that you have wished and so I have got up in the morning. And now the whole day is in front of me. There is a lot of activities to be done. That understanding that you have given me this day, you have still kept me alive by your inner presence. It is you who is deciding everything, designing everything. I understand this work that you are giving me, that is also because of your wish. So whether I like a work, I do not like a work, or I have very difficult work to do, or maybe I have nothing to do, everything in this life, the samsara yatra, the whole day that is lying ahead of me, I will do thinking about you, that you are the one who is the source, who has given me this life, given me the energy to do work, given me the limbs to do anything with hand and feet, the mind and intelligence to think and to decide. Everything is given by you. So the samsara yatra, this journey on the worldly life, it is because you are wishing it that way. So you are the source. So what I will do is understanding that everything is flowing from you, emerging from you, activated by you, I'll do everything that is required in my life for your pleasure alone. Tava priyartham I will do. We do work for whose sake? For our family's sake, children's sake, parents' sake, our own sake. We never feel that it is He who has given us all these things that I call mine. All things belong to me. I have not created myself. Similarly, all the things, all the relationships, human relationships that we have, it's not created by me, but we feel it is mine, mine, mine. So in this shloka, we feel we are constantly being reminded. Actually, when we read any shloka, we chant any shloka, we must go deep into it. You constantly ruminate over it, reflect upon it, introspect that, oh, really, I get up in the morning and start doing my work. How many times do I think that the day has been given? I could not have even woken up today. So I feel gratitude. I should feel that whatever I have to do, even those work comes to me because it is a design of, just like, say, the seasons come. The sun rises, sets, the seasons come one after another. Sometimes, whether this year there will be more rain or less rain, or the winter will be very harsh or not, or durations, we have no control. So something is controlling it. We forget that. Similarly, we forget that just like the nature is being controlled by some power, we who are created by that power, we have not created ourselves. Our parents have not created us. They cannot create another, to their wish, another child. So we, the human beings, also are part of that same nature. And we are also being guided by the same power, the design of that power. Just like in the nature, it changes, so many things changes. A fruit tree, say a mango tree. 1 year it will give lot of mangoes, another year it will not give. So many things happen. Similarly in our life, whatever comes, whatever opportunity comes, how some people are rich, some people are poor, some people have more intelligence, some has less intelligence. Where from all this comes? There is a design which is going on, and we forget that. So, whatever in the morning when we get up, either we should think of the supreme power, and when there is a Mahapurusha Samshraya, an association of a Mahapurusha in one's life, we should think of that person because he has got identified with that supreme. And we should think and feel very blessed that whatever we have got in this life, we generally always think of whatever we have not got in this life and keep on grumbling about it, feeling sorry about it. But what all things we have got, we forget it. So this feeling of blessedness and feeling of gratitude is very, very important in one's life. If only we can remain enveloped by a feeling of blessedness, that how blessed I am to have got whatever I have got, and feel, especially when once one is in the spiritual path, feel that I am on this path and I have got a Mahapurusha, association of a Mahapurusha, Sadguru, then that blessedness becomes more. And we should be having gratitude for that, for having brought us to this path. So yesterday I stopped at that shloka, Kvachin modho vidwan, kvachidapi maharaja vibhavaha. 552. 542. Vivekachūḍāmaṇi, 542 number. So it says that he sometimes behaves as if he doesn't know anything. And sometimes he expresses his learnedness. Sometimes he will walk about in a regal manner. Say, somebody has given very good dress or like some silk dress. To please that person, he will wear that silk. Or somebody also used to wear silk. Somebody used to give, and then he said that don't give anymore. So he stopped it. Then, or in a very beautiful hall, decorated with lot of flowers, the seat is very beautiful, he goes and enters. And sometimes nothing is there. Nobody will understand who he is. Like when he travels, many people, very few people know that he is such a learned person, that he is a realized person. Who knows? Very few, even in the planes, in the airports, they will come and touch the feet and take blessings. Others will not. Then sometimes he will behave as if he is a deluded person. Sometimes he is so gentle. Sometimes he will simply sit somewhere as absorbed into oneself. Then sometimes he will be given so much of respect, honor, garlands, everything. And sometimes he will be insulted. Sometimes nobody will know who he is, what he is, where from he comes. So they will behave like with him like a very ordinary person. But charatyevam prajnaha satata paramananda sukhitaha. But for a realized person, it doesn't matter who does what, whether he gets any appreciation, honor, respect or not. He moves about in his own natural manner. Satata paramananda sukhitaha. What is the meaning of satata? It means always. Always. Paramananda sukhitaha. His inside is always filled with Paramananda, the supreme Ananda. He is delighted by that. He will be in the midst of so many things. See, there are some... he will be in the midst of so many things. Naivendriyani vishayeshu niyunkta Naivapayunkta upadarshana lakshanasthaha Naiva kriya phalam apishadavekshate sa Swananda sandra rasapana sumatta chittaha. It says that he may be in the midst of so many things. What will happen to ordinary people? People, everything will be attracted by this, that. But for a realized person, even if he is in the midst of so many objects, so many allurements, he neither detaches from those. He will still be just there. He will not be either allured, or he will also not try to get away from them. That is, suppose there are certain things somebody has given, please use it. Generally he doesn't, but just to please the person, he will say, okay, I'll use this. Some object of some comfort. So, his indriyas, the sense organs, will not look for any object, worldly objects of enjoyment. But if somebody gives something, he may use it also. So there is an indifference to both. Naivapayunkta upadarshana lakshanasthaha Naiva kriyaphalam apishad avekshate. And his mind is completely, it has no regard for the activities which are going on. What does that mean? That whatever activities, see, generally when we do an activity, we are doing it with some kind of expectation, some kind of result which we want. And when that result doesn't come, we are disappointed or dissatisfied sometimes we are angry. We will blame the situation, people and all that. He will do activities, but he will not be looking for that any particular result, knowing that success may be there, failure may be there. But he will put in his whole effort, full soul and heart into the activity, and whatever is the outcome which he would like to have, or opposite to it, anything that comes, he will be okay with it. So these are the characteristics of the realized people. Why do we need to know them? Because we should also become like that. Then only our mind will be calm and peaceful. Otherwise, always there will be either sorrow that we did not get what we wanted, or we will be elated with something which we achieved, which will after some time also disappear. So, this is why the Jivan Mukta Lakshanas, the Thitaprajna Lakshanas, are to be repeatedly read, repeatedly, to understand what should be our nature, because these are written for every human being to be led towards that, and definitely giving an assurance the Guru gives that if you are sincere and pursue properly, you also will be able to achieve these qualities. So then it says, Naiva kriyaphalam apishad avekshate sa. So, a realized person is in the midst of worldly objects, worldly activities. Suppose you come to the ashram, you will find that the same things. We are also going to the market, buying things, cooking, feeding everybody. We are also looking after so many workers, giving them work, seeing to it that they are working properly, looking after the guests who have come. Ordinary work. In fact, one may feel that we do a lot of work in the offices, corporates and all that. So these are very trivial work that they are doing. But anyway, we are active. We are active, but in the spiritual place, in a spiritual place, what is the aim? Aim is this. Naivendriyani vishayeshu niyunta esha naivapayunta upadarshana lakshanastaha. That is, remain in variety, plurality, attractive items, allurements, but never lose the touch of yourself. Don't have specific wish to have something. Also do not get disappointed if you do not have it. The activities that you are doing, do it with full heart and soul, perfectly, effectively, and knowing that whatever we do, one outcome will be there. That outcome is the result. The outcome will be there. But that outcome sometimes may not be according to what we wanted. So that samatva should be there. Krishna says that mukta sangas samachara. Do not be attached to any particular result, that I must have this result only. Yes, we all want it. Whatever we have planned, we want to, but sometimes it doesn't happen. What can be done? So, samachara. What is samachara? Do your work perfectly, without any laziness, without any bias. Do it very naturally. Whatever has to be done, you do. But not having this kind of delusional clinging to this must be the result. And do not have any likes and dislikes. The likes is what? What we want, we have liking for that. What is the dislike? What we do not want, we have dislike for that. So do not have all that. Train your mind. So this is actually the whole of the spiritual messages that our scriptures tell us, our gurus tell us, is a practice. We must practice. We must make a habit. All this time we have made a different habit. Now we must learn to get into a habit which will make our mind become satata paramananda sukhitaha. Our minds also will become forever filled with delight and bliss. And here in this sloka it says that if you are like this, remaining in the worldly activities, swananda sandra rasapana sumatta chitta. There it was satata paramananda sukhitaha. Here it is another word, but it is the same thing. What does it say? Swananda. Swa means one's own. Swa ananda means one's own ananda. Now, when we read this word, what should we think? That, oh, what does this Swananda mean? We are always trying to get Ananda from other things. Say, even this listening, there somebody will talk and he will get Ananda, right? When we do meditation also, it is the Ananda is dependent on meditation. Or we do worship or chanting, it is dependent on that. Apart from the worldly anandas, we go for sightseeing, we go and eat out, we go to the movies, we have parties. All are dependent on outside objects. So what is this Swananda? There is anything called Swananda. That is one's own Ananda. Swasmin sada kridati nandati swayam. I told you another day. What is that? Inside us, in our own inside. We are all only looking outside for Ananda. Eating this, seeing this, smelling this, going here, going there, meeting some people. So all these things are outside things. When we start looking inside, that is Swasmin, inside. And Swasmin sada kridati nandati swayam. When we look inside, sada means always, we sport and rejoice in what? Nirantarananda rasena. Unbroken ananda rasa. A nectarine juice of ananda, delight. And we become contented. So, this swananda is swa ananda. There is a fountain of joy. Satchidananda is the self. See, self, one characteristic is Sat Chit Ananda. Existence, consciousness and bliss. That is the real nature. We forget it and we forget that I am mortal. Actually the self is immortal. Chit, consciousness, we forget it. And we don't find ourselves to be the conscious one. And Ananda, Sat Chit Ananda. We find that most of the time our mind is dark. So many kinds of sorrow we will remember. I mean, sometimes we'll think of them or discuss with somebody, tears will fall. So we are holding on to those. But actually our real self is what? Sat Chit Ananda. So Swananda is, there is a fountain of joy inside. Fountain of joy. And if we are a little intelligent, we will pursue for it, to hold on to it, to sit there constantly. Sit in the lap of the mother who is constantly giving out joy. So, Swananda Sandra Rasapana. This Ananda is very, very dense. Dense. It's not very diluted. It is dense Ananda. And it is as if it is a juice, nectarine juice. So, a person who is self-seated, remember this word, self-seated. We have to be self-seated. Most of the time we are sitting where? In the thoughts of our near and dear ones, our wealth, our property, our qualifications, our promotions, our designations, or many other things. Our thoughts go there. But what we should do is that we should become also, along with that, let the thoughts go there, but how to change it. So, in between, if you are on this path, the habit is, you will forget. It is very normal, natural to forget. But as soon as you remember that, oh, all these thoughts really do not give me fulfillment. I should be dwelling on the self. Self-seatedness. I will remember that my real nature is changeless. I am absolutely immortal, imperishable. While thinking like this, you will find that your thought has gone to something else. Again start thinking. Bring it back. And when we do that, just like having a child who learns mathematics, sums, plus, minus, multiplication, division, we give so many sums to practice. And after some time, they don't have to say, initially when the child will say 2 plus 3, so 2 and plus 3, how many? 5. Or some balls will be there, 2 and 3 plus 5. But after some time, they don't have to count actually. It has entered the brain, it remains there. Similarly here, this habit if you do, you will find that you don't have to remind yourself to be self-seated. You will be self-seated and then do all the activity. So, sananda sandra rasapana sumatta chittaha. Your whole mind will be as if filled and intoxicated by this swananda, sandra, which is dense, swa ananda. Nirantara ananda rasena. And what will happen? Triptaha. Now shall I read something from my diary? Because I have been always saying that I have passed through this in my this whole journey as a disciple, as a seeker, as a disciple. So whatever introspections I have done, and I feel that many things I have learned just by introspection, giving value to the Guru, giving value to the Guru's words. I think for any seeker that is absolutely important to give value to his words and become absolutely like a clean slate and then start writing the words or the jnana that he is giving in that slate. So I am writing this. If I analyze my mind sincerely, then I understand that desire and expectation alone is the cause of my affliction. I expect to be loved by everybody, to be acknowledged by everybody, expect that everybody will be considerate and sympathetic. My I-ness is so very strong. So I'm telling myself that the I-ness is so very strong that I understand that when I do introspection, that desire and expectation is the root cause of my affliction. What is the affliction? Affliction is, even while I am in the ashram, what I'm thinking, I expect to be loved by everybody, to be acknowledged by everybody, expect that everybody will be considerate and sympathetic. Then I write, my I-ness is so very strong. Achha? That if I look at myself surprised that I am a seeker and I find that my expectations are so strong, whereas they should be sublimated. I get hurt when this expectation does not get fulfilled. So, this is acceptance of one's own shortcoming as a seeker. One should not expect. Only expect means expect, but be very sure that it will not be fulfilled. Why is it that I am getting unhappy or hurt? Because I am feeling that my expectation should be fulfilled. Expect, no doubt, and rise up to the expectation. Say, if I feel that everybody should love me, my behavior should be like this, my talk should be like this, my interactions should be like this, I should deserve it. Without deserving, if you try to expect, then there will be only misery. So I am writing that I get hurt when this expectation does not get fulfilled. Then I am praying, O Lord, make me free from this poverty of mind. This is a poverty of mind. Make me free from that. In all kinds of crises, I don't know what has happened to my clove. In all kinds of crisis, may you remind me, O Lord, that till now I have got whatever I actually deserve. That I have got so many things. I was born in a very good family, very educated family, got very good education. I was a brilliant student, always at the top. So I am saying that, O Lord, may you remind me that till now I have got whatever I actually deserved. May I not demand anything more. Oh my Lord, my little pet, because I call my Lord as pet. Actually, after I came to Swamiji, I called Swamiji pet. Posha. In Bengali it is Posha. Posha means pet. So, actually these are all addressed to the Guru, the Supreme Lord. And when I had my Guru, Baba, from then on it became to my Guru. So in Swamiji's association, I am writing, O Lord, my little pet, knowing that you are within me, that you are the surest refuge, why do I not look at you alone for all my need? Why does this world outside create bondage again and again? From the outside world, I am asking for appreciation, asking for good words, asking for some consideration, sympathy. Actually, when we went to the ashram, the situation was very, very difficult. We didn't know the language. Everything was difficult. We were very few people. And immediately, Swamiji, we wanted to relieve Swamiji from every work. We felt that Swamiji should only write and talk to people, spread his knowledge. He should not have to do any other work. So slowly, and Swamiji also might be seeing that we are eager. Many things which we did not know. Did not know means like churning the buttermilk, from churning the buttermilk to looking after the cows, to making coconut oil, to so many things. So everything, and the ashram was small at that time, the maintenance of the ashram, looking into the guest houses, everything that needed to be done. When Swamiji saw that we are taking up the work, one by one, he understood that we are sincerely doing it. So he left many things. I remember that he said once, remember that by this date, the electric bill, the telephone bill has to be given. By this date, for Vichar Setu, something had to be done. So like this, when he understood that whatever we are doing it well. So slowly, when we started doing, and I don't think that he had to tell us that many times that you do this. We understood and did. My memory is telling me this. So, this is what we felt, and that is the seva that we was doing. But look at it, along with that the mind is looking for appreciation and this, that. But at that time, why I was saying that it was a lot of difficulty because of the language, mostly. Because of the language. And then it was a time when nobody was there to look after the ashram, really. So the few workers who were there, they were lordless. And when we went, we started looking into their work, whether their output is okay or not. So they were initially not liking us. So a lot of difficulties were there. So naturally, mind would be feeling that doing the work very well, according to, I must be feeling that I'm doing the work very well, but no appreciation and no sympathy, no consideration. But at the same time, being a seeker, see, generally what happens, whole life you will keep on feeling, when I was young, I had to do this, I had to do that, the days were not very, very smooth for me. So you remember it and cry. But for a seeker, one has to introspect each moment. Now, like other day, somebody was saying that I introspect for 15 minutes a day. It's not so. Introspection should take place throughout the day with each and every activity and thought. And, of course, at the end of the day, while going to bed, or if you are just at some time, you have some leisure, you can think more deeply. So, I wrote that why is it from the outside world I am trying to get my happiness? Oh little pet, turn my glance inwards. In the midst of all that happens outside, in all the rise and fall of the mind, make my mind go inwards alone. O Lord, my indweller, to you who is within, I have no fear, no impediment, no diffidence, no calculated thought about the right time of approach. At any time, without fear, spontaneously I can knock at your door. Right? Even when in the human beings say, you want to talk to your child, you have to ask, are you free now? You have to talk to your husband, are you busy? Can we now discuss? But with your indweller, we don't have to ask anything. Immediately we can knock at his door and pour out everything that is happening in the mind. Whatever is troubling, if there is joy, that's joy. If there is sorrow and misery, then he's the most near and dear. O Lord, may I be filled with this gratefulness that you, my Guru, has given me the blessed opportunity to serve you closely. Through this service, may I blossom like a beautiful flower. Then, after 1 month, I'm writing again. Writing after 1 month. In this 1 month, mind has not progressed much in non-expectation. So, I find that though I'm wanting non-expectation, it has not progressed. I have experienced intense disinterestedness in everything. The heaviness in the heart has only increased. This disinterestedness became so severe yesterday that I wept while talking to Swamiji. So non-expectation was not going. See, I am expecting to be non-expectant. You understand? That is also an expectation. Actually, there is a sloka in Laghuyogavāsiṣṭharāmāyaṇam. It says, Bandho hi vasana bandho, moksha syad vasana kshayah, vasanam tvam parityajya, moksharthi tvam api tyaja. Bandho hi vasana bandho. Bondage is what? Desire. If you desire, if you expect, that is binding to you. Your mind will become constricted. And what is moksha? What is liberation? Vasana kshayah. Getting rid of vasana. That is desires. That is moksha. Vasanam tvam parityaja. So, you please get rid of vasana. Renounce the vasanas. Renounce the desires. And after that, the desire of moksha, that is also a desire. You understand? I must. Why I am not getting? At one time it is true. After that, you have to leave that also. So here, what was happening? I am expecting non-expectation in me. It has risen to such an extent that it is only giving me trouble that I have not become non-expectant. And so it started having a heaviness in my mind. And when I talked about it to Swamiji, I was crying. Seeing my condition, yesterday at different times, Swamiji spoke to me, trying to enlighten me. But the mind remained in the same darkness. But whatever he was saying, by that the mind was not becoming light. While talking in the evening, he said, try to remain deep within, in suffering as well as non-suffering. In both cases, the sufferer, the witness is preserved. You understand? Try to realize that there is an Akasha dimension in us. Try to realize that. He said that. So he was from many things he might have said. I have not written all those. Many times I think that I missed so much. I could not write those things. And those were not days that we could record. So anyway, whatever I could remember, I have written. He said, try to remain deep within. That is, whatever you do, whatever are your feelings, that is, maybe I am thinking that I should be non-expectant. Still, remain deep within yourself. So, I am suffering because I am having expectation. Swamiji brings in this enlightenment in suffering as well as non-suffering. In both cases, the sufferer, the witness is preserved. The soul, the self, is the witness. The soul, the self within, is witnessing that the mind is suffering. And also when the suffering is gone, the same soul is witnessing that the suffering has gone. Right? You understand? So the sufferer is preserved. So the witness who is seeing the suffering and the non-suffering, that witness has to be the same. Like that, I gave the example of the clock. The base, the substratum has to be the same. So he said this and said, try to realize that there is an Akasha dimension. There is a dimension of sky in our mind. The other day Swamiji was telling that shloka, I think many of you know. Akashavallaepa viduragoham, adityavat bhasya vilakshanoham, haryavat nitya vinischaloham, ambodhivat para vivarjitoham. It says, this is also from Vivekachudamani, 499. Akashavallaepa viduragoham. I, myself, is like the Akasha, the sky. We must remind ourselves that in reality, the self-seatedness that I was telling you, in reality, I my real nature is like the Akasha. What is Akasha? What is the sky-like dimension? It doesn't taint itself. If we make a mark here, can we see the mark? Suppose we draw a line on the earth, there will be a mark. Suppose we draw a line on water with my finger. As long as the finger goes, there will be some partition and immediately it gets mixed again. But in the sky, whatever you write, no mark is coming. Our nature is like that. In reality, there is no mark possible. But we are constantly getting some mark within. Getting affected by people's behavior, talk, expectations, all that. Adityavad bhasya vilakshanoham. It is Satchidananda, no? It is the consciousness. It has its own light. So Aditya, the Surya, the sun, just like the sun, it lightens up the whole world. Our mind is like that. It has no darkness anywhere. It is like the sun. And when the mind becomes confused, deluded, hopeless, there is darkness in the mind, we must think that no, our real nature is always lighted, brilliant. There is always brightness. This is not what I am. And you will get rid of that darkness. Aharyavan nitya vinischaloham. Just like the mountain, we cannot move it. We also cannot be moved. In that inside, within us, the self that I am immovable, immovable. But we are constantly getting shifted here, shifted there by the situations, by people's behavior, our own thoughts, ideas, etc. Constantly we are getting kicked from here and there. But actually our real identity is immovable. Then what is the next one? Ambodhivat para vivarjitoham. And our mind is big expanse like the ocean. That is why it is said that we must go and see the sky, we must see this ocean. Here you can go and see the ocean. I very much like to see the Pacific Ocean. So beautiful. I mean, when we go there, the whole mind should feel that, oh, I should be like this. So much of expanse. Expanse. It is not just the beauty. It is not the photographs you take. It is the beauty of the expanse. The mind should be like this. Without any mark, without any taint, without any darkness in the mind. There is no kind of movement. We are very, very stable and steady. But we always feel we are weak. We get affected by anything and everything. And we are like this ocean, boundaryless, limitless. Questions are there? So, Swamiji was then chanting this shloka, Many times he was chanting in his own tune. Swamiji kept on chanting this, Akashavallapa vidura goham. As he chanted on, at that moment, suddenly in the mind, I'll take this. As he chanted on, suddenly in the mind, suddenly I felt, how was the mind? Because I was feeling that however much I'm trying, I'm finding that there is so much expectation for subtle things, not big things. I've renounced and come. Don't have anything. I don't feel attracted to any other things, any objects, that I must have this, I must have that. What are the subtle expectations? A little appreciation. Like I told Swamiji, please, you can appreciate a little. And Swamiji said, Oh, you could have reminded me. So a little good word, consideration, sympathy, all those things. Sympathy because, why this word sympathy I have written? There was a lot of work to be done. Very heavy, heavy work, which I have never done in my life. Heavy vessels, big, big vessels to take, lift them up, to take. I had not done so much of heavy work in my life till then. And ashram means a big family, very big family. So maybe I would get tired and then feel that, somebody should have some sympathy and come and help me a little bit. Must have been such thoughts. I was young. And so whatever came to my mind, I was writing to all the things. I may not get time to tell the Guru, but I would write. So when Swamiji started chanting, what happened at that moment? Suddenly in the mind, the veil of cloud got torn and started dissipating slowly. The mind started lighting up. Suddenly it happened as he was chanting, Akashavalle paviduragoham Adityavad bhasya vilakshanoham Aharyavan nitya vinischaloham Ambodhivat para vivarjitoham Akashavalle paviduragoham Adityavad bhasya vilakshanoham Aharyavan nitya vinischaloham Ambodhivat para vivarjitoham. So he was going on chanting, and suddenly, as if a cloud had got torn and gone away, and the whole mind became very, very luminous, lighted up. Later I was thinking, how did this happen? How did this happen? I thought it was like a block of ice. The mind was like a block of ice. When near a block of ice, a lit candle is kept near it, it will start melting because of the heat and light of the candle. Similarly, when Swamiji chanted, the dense darkness in the mind started fading away by the flame of knowledge. The knowledge that is given in these 4 lines, that you are like this, you are like this, you are like the sky, you are like the sun, you are like the mountain, and you are like this ocean. This knowledge, when he repeated, and I was just drinking it. It was just like as if a candle has been kept near a block of ice and the ice melted. But then I again thought, but I know after some time the flame will be extinguished. Just like many of you say, when we hear, we feel that everything is so easy. But when we get into active world, then all the worldliness comes back again. So I'm saying, but I know after some time the flame will be extinguished. Again the mind will be overcast with darkness. This reveals that I am not able to sustain the flame of knowledge. Right? When the mind will be burdened again, this Akasha Bhavana, the thought of this Akasha dimension, will it help me to be unburdened? It may not. Just like the ice block melts away in the vicinity of a candle, will this Akasha dimension, the sky dimension thought, will it help me again? It may not help, just like in an ice block, if the candle is extinguished and the heat has got lost, the ice block will not melt. So what is to be done? So I said that I am not able to sustain it. Just like if there is a candle, then only the ice is melting. That is, a flame from outside is given, a heat is given, that is why it is melting down. So my mind, how will it become brighten up again if it becomes dark by itself, unless some kind of knowledge is given? So what is to be done? I may not always get to hear like this, what Swamiji told me. So I may not always get to hear. So what is to be done? So I thought that I have to myself generate from within and be steady in this knowledge and not depend on external objects, even shloka chanting or listening to the knowledge as we listen. You understand? To some extent it is listening. To some extent it is chanting. To some extent it is necessary. But along with that, if we do not practice how to sustain it oneself, how will you do that? By constantly dwelling on this. Dwelling on this. Do you get it? So that dwelling has to become a habit in oneself and with lot of yearning. I will take this question. There is so much to be told. I thought I will, anyway, maybe I will be able to tell sometimes later. The question is, Malini, you? When there is any mental disturbance, how do I stay aware of the happiness within? I find that some people or events perturb my equilibrium, although I know that I am the witness. How do I center myself quickly? See, the reply to all this is, in any mental disturbance. So first we have to understand why the disturbance is taking place. What is the root cause? And if we go into the root cause by introspection, you will find that there is some kind of expectation. Say, expectation from a person, expectation from a situation, or from some object. There is some subtle expectation is there. That is why the mind is disturbed. So when maybe if there is some happening, some episode has certainly happened and you get disturbed, immediately you may not be able to come back to equilibrium. But you can introspect later on or even at that time. As you make it a habit, you will find that even at that time, your mind will start introspecting. Why I am getting so disturbed? Why I am getting so disturbed? Why I am getting so annoyed? Why I am losing my patience? So, when we start introspecting, whether it is at that moment or later, we'll find that there is some kind of expectation. That is, expectation means what? I want the situation to be this. And it is not this. It is something different. I want a particular person to behave like this, but it's not behaving. It may be my husband, wife, son, parents even. So we get disturbed. So other day somebody was saying that mother is not looking after the health. So she gets very irritated from a distance. She is in America, mother is in India. So she gets very irritated and tells her mother, why you are not doing, you must look after your health, you must take this medicine, you must go to this doctor. And mother is not listening to anything and suffering. So that kind of irritation, So here, say this example, how we can balance that? At one point we'll have to leave. We can tell the mother still repeatedly that please do, but not with mental disturbance. It can be any other example also. The child does not study. You know that the son needs to study more, is not studying. How long we can say? So after some time we start becoming impatient, we start scolding, we start becoming upset because we feel that he or she, my child, should get this much marks and get into this stream of education. So there's particular specific desires, expectations. It brings in agitation in the mind. So what we should do? Introspect. Introspect and find, you will find that there is some cause. And that, try not to get disturbed by that. You do your part without getting agitated, without getting, that possessiveness or the attachment with which we do, we should not do. But to the extent we can tell a person to behave in a particular manner or say whatever is the situation, we must try to do. But at some time we see that they are not listening, leave it. So, how do I stay aware of the happiness within? If you do introspection and then feel that this mental disturbance is not mine, because of expectation it is coming, you will find that if you start doing this for few situations, your happiness, if your tears were trickling, you will find within second it will dry up. And you will start doing the other thing. You try and do. It has to. I find that some people or events perturb my equilibrium, although I know that I am the witness. How do I center myself quickly? It may have, this is what. Here the witness knowledge may not come very helpful. You should feel that everybody's nature is the mixture of three gunas, sattva, raja and tama. So everybody will be having different natures. So when some people, their nature, they disturb us. We are not able to, it's not that we are perfect, but some people's, there is no harmony. You feel disturbed, you feel perturbed. So, how you can tackle that? You should feel sympathy for them. Instead of getting irritated, we must feel sympathy. And we should also feel, I should not be like this. In my behavior, I should not be like this so that somebody else gets irritated by my behavior. You understand? So this kind of bhavana, if we can constantly have, so then you will center yourself quickly. Okay? Oh, 2-3 minutes are there. I will just wanted to read this. This morning, it was in 88, after serving coffee to Swamiji, I said, yesterday you discussed about various subjects, mostly regarding meditation and samadhi. What I am thinking is, when we study or read, our mind and intelligence remain engaged. But when we work with our hands, the mind and intelligence remain free. While remaining in physical activities, what kind of thoughts in the mind would be congenial to attain the subject position, the witness position, the self position? Because I had to do a lot of domestic work, which is called domestic work. And normally you will feel that all these things are worldly activities. So since I had to do, I am doing seva to the Guru, what thought and attitude I must have so that I can constantly remain in the position of the self. I do not forget the self. Then Swamiji said, one way is routine anusandhana. What is routine anusandhana? That is japa and dhyana. Take the name, if you have any mantra, keep on chanting it, and also try to meditate. Diving deep into the mind, chanting the Guru mantra. Second thing is introspection, vichara. By introspection, understand that source of everything is the Atma, the soul. Understand, Atma is only one. That is, either keep on chanting the mantra, and also while chanting the mantra, you can have the introspection that whatever I am doing, the source of everything is the Atma, because there is only the self or only God. You can call it God, you can call it self. I said that Swamiji, what I understand by spiritual vichara is to understand that the body and soul are different from each other. That I am not the body, I am the soul. That is what we introspect about. Then I told him, for you Swamiji, this vichara, the introspection, and the jnana, the knowledge, that body and self are different, is so stable that your introspection on any matter is based on this knowledge. However, an ignorant person may not understand that any kind of vichara in a realized person is always spiritual in essence and subtlety. Say Swamiji is discussing what is happening in the country, what is happening in the world, many other things. He always says that whatever I discuss is based on spirituality. But ignorant people will not understand, they will think that he is discussing only normal things. So I said that for you, you are very much steady in your spiritual knowledge. But ignorant people like us, we are not. And we don't even understand that what you are doing, what you are saying, what you are doing, how is it spiritual? My question is, in the gross level, Swamiji, remaining in this visibly manifest world, what kind of thoughts will help me to reach the subject position? You understand? I always tell everybody should ask questions. See, I used to ask so many questions because questioning was for me life and death, because I want to know how to go forward. So, I'm saying that in this visible world, what thought should help me to reach the subject position? Then Swamiji said, think everything as laden with God. What is understood really by thinking everything is laden by God? I asked him. What is it you are saying that laden by God? What does it mean? What should I think when say I am standing in Swamiji's room, seeing the books, the newly painted rack, seeing Swamiji and Swamiji's cot? What thought should I dwell in? Say, I am here, I am seeing all of you. What thought I should have, or anyone should have, to think that everything is laden with God? I am not seeing God in anything. I am saying only different things. Swamiji said, you should think that everything is laden, is God laden. For example, you are looking at me, especially at my toes. While looking at the toes, will you just think this is a toe? Will you not particularly feel that these are Swamiji's toes? You understand? So, similarly in the visible world, think and feel that everything is God's. You understand? Suppose you entered your son's room or your daughter's room, you think, oh, this is his cot, this is his bookshelf, this is his laptop, these are her. So, whose thought is there in the mind? The son's. So Swamiji is saying, telling me, we have entered my room, you are talking to me, you are looking at my toes or you are looking at my cot. But whose are these? I said, yes, Swamiji's toes, Swamiji's table, Swamiji's books. So he says, similarly, looking at the world, think that everything is God's. You understand? So, this, when he told, actually, it became a practice for me. I would look at everything and then the whole nature, the trees, the flowers, the fruits, the butterflies, the squirrels, everything, I will try to feel that, oh, these are expression of God. But then I thought, it's easy to see in nature. What about men? What about human beings? What about the furnitures? What about the behaviors of people? His behavior is good, his behavior is bad. Everything is self. Laden with God means what? So this is a practice. So at the end of this session, I would say, this is what the Guru wants to practice. To feel that everything is laden with God. And how will you feel? This one example, it's a true episode, event that I have read out to you. I think you can all practice it, even remaining in your house. You don't have to be physically near Swamiji. Everything in your home, in your neighborhood, in your friend circle, in your office, on and off you can think that everything is the extension of God. If you feel so, and how will you love God? This further is there, I could not write. He's singing the glory of God, reading about His magnanimity. Read from places like the devotional texts like Bhagavatam and all. Read about from even the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where the Vishwarupa Darshana is there. Read that. How beautiful it is. So beautiful. So that is how we start feeling that, oh, you are so great. You are our refuge. We start loving Him. So sing His glory, hear His glory. Then you will start feeling love for Him. Okay. When we start talking, cannot stop, but we have to stop. So many thoughts are coming to my mind. How to love God. How to love God. We love our children, our family. Ramakrishna Devi used to say that people cry for their own property, their children, and their own name and fame. How many people cry for God? How many cry for God? Very, very few people. So we must weep. And in that weeping there is joy. Okay. Does it help you? I would like to tell you that this path is very sweet, very blissful. Little bit, we can just step, baby steps. If we we'll find that every moment will be as if honey is falling into our own inside. Ananda rasa. Don't ever be hopeless. Don't ever feel disappointed. The very fact that you are loving this path will take you ahead. Sampurnam jagadeva nandanavanam sarvepi kalpadrumaha gangam vari samastavari nivaha punya samasta kriyaha vacha prakrita samskrita shruti shiro वाराणसी मेदिनी सर्वावस्थितिरस्य वस्तु विषया दृष्टि परब्रह्मणि सर्वावस्थितिरस्य वस्तु विषया दृष्टि परब्रह्मणि। जय गुरु, जय गुरु, जय गुरु।